time to spin that wheel of fortune, but for Parr's penultimate episode, it's the reversal of fortune. Welcome back to Fog Entertainment. It is season 6, episode 14 of Parr. As we edge close to the finale of this show, we've only got 2 more episodes to review, and we're going to have to start off with the penultimate one. And essentially, this one is based surrounding the campaign trail with Tate, Ghost, etc. It wraps it all up here, and you know what Parr reminds me of? It's like a more polished version of The Wire. I didn't mind The Wire, but I thought The Wire did a pretty good job of diving into like politics and the behind the scenes of cities and law enforcement and the criminal gang organisations, all that good stuff. I think Parr does like a New York version of The Wire, but I do prefer Parr. I mean, you've just got better actors. It's better actors. No, I think The Wire feels more real, while Parr feels more like a TV show. But here, if you're watching a TV show, I want to feel a TV show. I don't want to, simply make things just pure 110% feel real. Like, I think, you look at the best TV shows, I think for me they feel like a TV show. I look at Breaking Bad, it definitely feels more like a TV show rather than like the authentic real life world that goes on. Now, some people prefer completely 100% of authenticity, but for me, I like some of that manufactured drama, and I think Parr definitely leans more towards that. But for this episode, we're focusing on Rashad Tate. He's drunk, we get introduced to his family, he wakes up. Essentially, his family, his brother, he's a cop. Tate used to be a cop. We've got his nephew, who he's not allowed to swear around, and you've got his sister-in-law. And essentially, we've got Tate at the start of this episode. It's rock bottom. He's fell off the campaign trail. Ghost essentially took his spot. He will not be campaigning for any sort of governorship, man. It's not happening. He sees the news report. He swears like, motherfucker. He's like, hey, don't be swearing in front of the kid there. Do not be doing that. We're then introduced to these two father and son tag team hitmen here. And these are the old man, the old black man. That's the guy Tommy killed back in episode 10. But we didn't actually see it until episode 13. And again, as much as I've liked this whodunit of who shot Ghost, it's did we really need to we've just seen the same scenes repeated over the past 5 episodes in here. I like whodunits. I think whodunits, if done right, can be really, really well done. And I think this whodunit is really well done, but I think we can maybe ease off on seeing the same scenes 6 times in the past 5 episodes a wee bit. What do I think of this father and son combo? I mean, there's not really much I think about them. Tate hires them to kill Ghost, and then he backs out. He doesn't want them to do it because the Democratic Party's getting involved. Those damn Democrats. We can't have Ghost getting whacked now. There's too much heat, but they're like, fuck it. We drove all the way up here for Oklahoma, so we want paid. And Tate's then backed into their corner because they simply say, right, either we kill you for not paying us to do a job, or else we do the job, you pay us, and he's dead. So Tate essentially agrees to this. And he kind of turns to God for a bit in this episode, so it looks like he's all good. Then we see all the different scenarios that have happened. Obviously, a couple of episodes ago, we've seen Agent Rodriguez and Sax go to him. Now we see his perspective of that conversation. And again, I like shows when they do this to a degree where you see somebody else's perception of this conversation or scene. But I think, to actually carry it out over a combined total of 5 episodes with a runtime therefore of about 5 hours, even probably a bit more than that because these are extended episodes towards the end. I don't know if it's a wee bit necessary, but they're following Ghost, these two, and then they get in this shout with Ghost and Tommy. The son of the group manages to escape, but of course the father dies. And then we see the scene where Tommy's like, you ain't fucking Italian. Because he's black. Of course he's not Italian. He is black. Then we see Tate, loads of different conversations. He's speaking with Ray. He's setting that side deal up. But yeah, again, we've seen that back in episode 11. Then he's speaking to Tasha. We haven't really seen this side of it, but we will see it in the finale to a degree. And then the son of the father and son duo confronts Tate, but then Tate's older brother drops him, and he's like, right, something's fishy's going on here because we don't get any crime in this neighbourhood, so what the fuck have you brought to my front lawn? Tate. Things are falling apart for Tate, though, at this stage of the game. His brother's then giving him, a ride along to the police station so he can give a statement on this guy that's been killed. But as he's there giving his statement, what happens. I'll tell you what happens. Ghost is killed. Obviously, with Tate being at the police station, that rules him out of killing Ghost. So we now know we can now tick another name off the board about who killed Ghost. He then tries to get like a better view for himself as they pull up at Truth, the nightclub. But then as he gets there, he has to pull his hood down, and then he's interviewed on live TV, and he gives this like big speech. And now, obviously, with Ghost being dead, we don't get any sort of reveal about who done it, so we're probably gonna have to wait for the finale for that. But yeah, he gives a big speech, and then the Democratic Party appear, and essentially he puts all his cards on the table. He says, "You know what? I don't want Lieutenant Governor anymore. I want to be the governor. I'm not being your number two, old white woman. You wanted Ghost, now you want me, simply just to get the black vote? Well, fuck you. I want to be the governor, because the Democratic Party now needs me more than it needs you." Which she kind of laughs off, but then, like, her advisor guy, whatever, he's like, "You know what? Tate's got a point here, so we need him more than we need you. Fuck off, old white woman." So Tate essentially becomes governor of New York. That's how we spend the last 10 minutes of this interview. Here's all this good stuff. Of course, he did tell his brother about Andre Coleman, and he reveals to him that Andre Coleman's dead. But again, we found out Andre Coleman was dead in episode 11, so we're seeing, yes, again, different perceptions of how people have reacted to this news. He then meets with Simon Stern, and he's like, "Oh, Simon, you jobbed me out, man. You wanted to go with the old white woman." He's like, "Well, yes, Tate, I go with the winners. Fuck you, buddy." Tate's then crying a bit about that. He then throws like Ramona completely under the bus, saying that she had an affair with Ghost St. Patrick, or James St. Patrick, Ghost, whatever. Aye, him, the drug dealer. So yeah, she's basically will not be able to get a job. I kind of feel sorry for Ramona, because she's not like a bad person. Tate, I wouldn't say Tate's a bad person. He's just a politician. They're all scum of the earth. So therefore he is a bad person. But they would all do what they have to do to get to a higher level of power. In this episode, he starts it at the bottom of the barrel. At the end of it, he is the governor of New York. And I kind of felt sorry for him throughout the episode, especially when you see like his family. And essentially what this episode ends with, he's top of the world. He's looking out over New York in his apartment. And then he turns on the news to a news report of the killer of Jamie St. Patrick has been revealed. And he's like, holy shit. We don't get to see who it is, but we do know that the killer's been revealed. So tune in to the series finale to find out who the killer will be. And I don't know how long the finale is going to be. I'm looking forward to it. Who's the killer going to be? I honestly, at this point, I think the last few episodes have ruled quite a lot of people out. But I think it makes sense for it to be Tyreek. It doesn't really make much, or Tasha. We know it's not Tommy. We've seen that last episode. He's seen the killer. We know it's not going to be Sax, right? Because I just don't understand why Sax would do it. Like, yes, he's drunk and he was heading there, but I mean, he'd probably end up dropping the gun or something and shooting himself before he'd shoot Ghost. And I can't really think anyone else that would do it. And besides, we've got spin-offs, so I think the show's going to bear that in mind. But I think it's done a good job of dragging this out. But again, did Tate really need a full episode to himself? I think you could have combined this with Paz's episode. I think you really could have done that. But anyway, guys, I'm going to give this episode a 7 out of 10. We've only one more episode to go for this tipsy-turvy final season of Power. Looking forward to how it wraps up. But until next time, peace.